I met my wife 10 years ago. We dated when we were in college for 3 years and have been married for 7. She's beautiful and amazing person, and everyone in my family loves her. 4 months ago, I found out my wife was having an affair with a mutual friend of ours. It was a 1.5-month affair. She was acting very shady at the time. She would ignore my messages, turn me down every time I tried to initiate sex. I thought something was wrong. I did snoop, but found nothing. Eventually, I hired a private investigator. Within 1 week, I got proofs. She was having an affair with our mutual friend. I immediately confronted her. She confessed having an affair. Immediately, she started crying, begging, basically all the classic cheater moves when they are caught. I asked her for all details, with detailed timeline. At night, she gave me everything. Basically, she was using another phone for her affair. She told me she had sex with him only 4 times, and the rest of the time they were hanging out and having fun. 3 days later, more crying, talking crap about herself. She told me that she had deleted all contact with him, and would do whatever it takes to make our marriage work. She suggested marriage counseling. I declined, told her to leave me alone. I was hurt, betrayed, humiliated. She moved out to her parents. She started texting me every hour, telling me how much she loves me and how she regrets this and would do anything to save our marriage. After completely ignoring her for 2 days, I texted her that we were getting divorced. She freaked out, started having emotional breakdown. My phone started blowing up with her parents, sister, friend, telling me not to end the marriage and at least give it a chance. Later that day, she made a long Facebook post explaining how she effed up and how she destroyed her marriage, basically admitting her affair publicly. But I was rock solid on my decision. She insisted to have a lie detector test to clear my doubts, that she had never cheated in the past, blah blah blah. I asked her for some time alone to process all this. We have been living separately since. This was all 4 months ago. Last week I asked her for a divorce, and she started crying, begging for another chance. After that, she visited my parents and asked them to convince me not to get a divorce. Last night, my parents and her parents tried to convince me to work things out. And after she made her Facebook post, all of our mutual friends were telling me how brave she was to admit her affair and that she loves me and I should at least give her a chance. I am on the edge of a breakdown. She's truly remorseful and regret this, I can assure you this. I do love her and her cheating on me hurts the most. I don't know what to do. Anyone who have reconciled? How are things going? We don't have kids. We were planning to have kids after the pandemic was over. We both own a business and we work together. I haven't talked to her in almost 3 months. Only business related stuff. Here's the update. After reading all your comments and private messages, I decided to talk to my parents. I called them and told them that I was going for divorce. After an hour later, she called me crying, not to end it, and told me to at least meet her in person. Since the day, I haven't seen her or talked about affair. Every time we talk, I ignore the talk about the affair. She told me she would explain everything, at least hear her side of the story. And after hearing it, whatever decision I would take, she would respect that. Since I don't know what was going on, and I don't have much information about the affair, it will be like a closure to me. So I have decided to meet her on Sunday. That's nothing drastic. Update. As decided, we both met on Sunday. She was quite miserable. I haven't seen her in a while. We talked about our relationship. I asked her to take down her Facebook post, which she did. I asked her about the affair and why she cheated on me. She told me that she was dumb and selfish at the time. She didn't blame me for the affair. She told me that she was casually talking, and he started talking about his affair. She showed me text messages of both of them, where he was bragging about how much fun he was having outside of marriage. She told me that she was curious, And one thing led to another. There were several texts where he was guiding my wife how to hide affair. He suggested her to buy another phone and to always keep it in her car. I took screenshots of everything. She then asked me for forgiveness, and I forgave her, but I couldn't get past this. Divorce was my default option from the beginning. She begged to try marriage counseling. She told me she would never date anyone else ever again. If she does, it would be me. I don't really care. We will still work together as this was our dream project. As for our mutual friend, last I heard he and his wife decided to reconcile, as kids were involved. I really feel sad for his wife. She didn't know what kind of monster he is. We are getting divorced. I have decided not to be in a relationship ever again. Update. Everything in my life is falling apart now. 3 days later, I told her my decision. She drank phenol. Fortunately, she was saved and still in recovery. I am visiting her every day, checking up on her. I really feel bad and very, very guilty. We have decided to reconcile and work on our marriage. After a month, she will be fully recovered, and I have to move out of the country to start a new life there. In these 2 weeks, I've been called heartless bastard by everyone in our friend circle. The only few people who stood by me in this were my 2 best friends. I am so grateful to have them. My parents were angry because I drove her to suicide. I also found out that both my parents were cheaters. First, it was my dad who cheated on my mom. After that, my mom sick for revenge affair. That explains a lot why they were supporting my wife. I love my wife. I can't watch her hurting herself. I thought this divorce would be a new chapter for our lives and we can move on. But things didn't work out as I have thought. She still wants our marriage and wants to be with me. When I posted this story the first time, you guys were very supportive and a lot of you helped. Thanks to you all kind strangers. This is the end of the post. Now let's go over some of the top comments and response from the original poster. Reader comments, "She's not your burden, man. Her life is hers and yours is yours. If you continue the marriage, be ready for a life of constant trust issues and manipulation on her part. So sorry this is happening to you. I hope you find a decent support circle, as the one you have is garbage." Reader comment, "Worst decision this guy ever made. For the rest of her life, she can get whatever F she wants by threatening suicide again." Reader comment, "Right. I actually know a guy which wife did that. Whenever she wasn't happy with some of his choices, like he wanted to get a divorce, she would say she was going to kill herself and force him to stay with her. She tried a couple of times, but always in ways that weren't really harmful. Then one day she told everyone that she was going to do it, and the circus started with everyone telling her not to. She called him, left a bunch of messages right before his shift ended, enough time for him to go home and stop her. But she mistook the number of pills and died. She manipulated him like this for years. Suicidal people don't go around telling people that they would do it. They just do it." Reader comment, "I agree 100% with you. By deciding to stay with his wife, original poster decided to give up his life and his happiness. If she really behaves like that, original poster's wife really need help in the form of a therapist. It is not original poster's responsibility to stay with her just so she does not try to commit suicide again. Original poster need to understand this, even though it is hard. And it's absolutely disgusting that original poster's surrounding people try to guilt him for the suicide attempt of his wife. I really suggest you go away, original poster. Restart, get distance, get happy and live in peace. Don't let them manipulate you into a life you are not happy with. You will regret it. If she loved him any step in the process, she would have either not cheated or even let him find his happiness." Reader comment, "So you reward her for holding you hostage by reconciliation? This will not end well, and you will never stop thinking about what she did." Reader comment, Original poster, I'm sorry you're dealing with this. It does sound like she turned the public opinion against you, and now you're in a relationship that you don't want. I think that people blaming you for her suicide attempt don't quite get it right. She had an affair. You found out about the affair. You chose not to be in a relationship anymore. She makes a Facebook post about how contrite she is, effectively turning the public opinion of your friends against you. She makes a suicide attempt. I don't know what phenol is, so not sure how it will work for that, and how easily it's available. Everyone blames you for her attempted suicide. Now you're back and stuck in this relationship. Do people understand that she cheated? Are your friends okay being with their spouses if their said spouse cheated on them? Why is it their business that you choose to divorce your cheating wife? Do they really think that you asked her to drink phenol? Your friend saw her post on Facebook admitting her cheating, and despite that, they still want you to be with her. I don't know what kind of people you call friends, because these people certainly do not have your best interests at heart. Reader comments, I did some cheating in my life and will give you my perspective. Please do not trap yourself in a marriage just because she attempted suicide. This is something you need to discuss with your wife and the marriage counselor, that by having you stay in a marriage where you resent her or not give her the capacity of love that she seeks for, and that will be a root cause for future headache for both of you. Do not be guilt into staying. Your wife's mental health is fragile, no doubt, and needs serious medical attention. However, you can only do so much. This is her own doing. Even if she reasoned that she was groomed to an affair, she's an adult who knows better. You cannot be her world and rock. This is something she needs to work on herself, her therapist, and doctors. Make it clear to her that using suicide to keep you is akin to keeping you prisoned to a loveless marriage, and you should not be punished for her mistakes. As for your crappy parents' belief, don't give in to them. This is your life, not theirs to deal with. And in fact, a huge challenge like this shows you who your real friends are, makes it clearer who values you, and will be there for you through thick and thin. They are a relationship that move past infidelity, but it's an uphill battle. If you decide to move on past this, and she does truly change and make an effort not only to be a better partner and better person, make sure to keep honest lines of communication, deal with feelings of resentment, and compliment each other on relationship milestones that can strengthen your partnership. I know it's hard, original poster, but with the support of your true friends, a counselor, I hope things will turn out fine for you.